Hey guys, this is Captain Fruit reporting for duty, and today I want to talk about Captain America issue number 23, which is also Legacy issue 727. So sit back, relax, and watch the video, and don't get too butthurt now, okay? Because I'm going to share my views. I'm sure I'm going to get some hate in the comments on this one, as I usually do when I do a Captain America book. So sit back, relax, watch it, and then give me your thoughts below. And also, don't forget to stay for the whole video, because at the end, I'm going to give a trivia question for that no prize. Alright, so let's get started. Alright guys, so looking at the very cover of the issue, it's nothing super spectacular. It's actually a little bit weak of a cover in my opinion. It's not because of the character. I'm a big Sharon Carter fan. I think it's pretty good, but that lies part of the problem. The cover makes sense though, based on what the content is of the issue. And that's where this issue starts to go awry. But before I get into why I think it goes awry, let's look at who actually contributed to this issue. Okay, so Ta-Nehisi Coates was the writer of this. Once again, I'm not a big fan of Ta-Nehisi Coates' run on this. The cover is Alex Ross, and I usually love his covers. This one just didn't do it for me. The art was by Bob Quinn. The color artist was Matt Milla. And so overall, let's get right into the point of this here, is what is the point of this issue, and who is it really for? And if you look at the art, and I'm not trying to be really negative, but the art is nothing spectacular. The art, sometimes with the book, you can say, well, the story wasn't that great, but the art was phenomenal, so I had to have it just for the art alone. Or, the art wasn't that great, but the story was phenomenal, so I just had to have it. And that's where this book, in my opinion, fails, is it doesn't have either one of those. The current story arc is nothing fantastic. And there lies part of the problem. It doesn't really keep you wanting to read, and the artwork has been mediocre at best most of the way through. So anyway, who is this book for is part of my question, because it's nice, it does do some things right, but it does do a lot of things wrong. One of the things I do like that it did is it finally restored Sharon Carter back to her youthful self at the end of the book, and that I like, because I never did care for that, how they made her aged and all that. It just didn't fit, and it always did seem temporary. But that was also part of the problem. The whole book, you knew it was going to happen, because the way they focused so much on Sharon Carter and about her age and her youth, comparison to that, made you, it just said, hey, we're going to change her back today. This is the day. It forecasted it too much. So there's part of the problem. Not a lot of people are going to be buying Captain America just for the Sharon Carter character, and this book all focused on Sharon Carter. Once again, not a terrible point about that they did. It's just the part they did focus on her, it was so blatantly obvious of what was going to happen. So it took the wind out of the sails of the story. Let alone it didn't have much to do with Captain America at all. So the previous storyline that was building up to this and the fight and things really didn't have a whole lot to do with that. It had parts in it, but it was there. And then again, coupled with artwork that was really, in my opinion, and once again, I know I'm going to sound rude, amateurish. I mean, look at the feathers on Cap's mask there. It just looks like a square block with lines on it. It's just not done very nice. So it really wasn't that good. I just think it did a disservice to every character in the book, including Sharon Carter. I understand we're trying to spotlight on her, bring her back and bring her back to their youth, but it really did it telegraphed so bad. It's like, why would you read a book if you knew what the ending was right away and there wasn't any thrill on the way to get there or any substance on the story to get there? There just wasn't enough there to make me want to keep reading, and the art was never good enough to go, wow, I want to read this anyway because the art is so good. It just pretty much was meh. And that's where it's hard to review a book a lot of times, when the book is just meh. And that's the way this whole book was all the way through. Story, meh. Art, meh. So it doesn't really resonate with anybody. It didn't resonate hard with Captain America fans, and it really doesn't just with anybody. It's not a new introductory to a story to anybody to get them involved. It's not a, wow, this closed so many things. The only thing it did was bring her back to her youth, which was good. That was the good point of it. But nothing to go, oh, you have to get this issue because this is the issue where she comes back to her youth and it means so much. It just sort of, meh. And that's the problem. How many of us want to spend our hard-earned dollars on a book that really was just meh? And therefore lies the problem. And before anybody jumps on me on the haters, oh, you just don't like Ta-Nehisi Coates and things, look at the Comic-Con sales. Comic-Con sales show that people aren't digging this. This just isn't it. You're taking a character right now, Captain America, that's pretty much at the height of his popularity for a long time, to the MCU, the merchandise, all that, and he can't sell a comic book. Why is that? Well, when you take crap writing, yes, the cover will help usually draw you in with a great cover, and we usually get that, but this one didn't really do that. It just wasn't that great. It wasn't up to Alex Ross's normal level. And then the story art in the book was definitely disappointing, and the story was just, once again, man, nothing to really haul you in. So that's my thoughts on this book. I would love to hear your thoughts on this book, so please, please, please let me know that in the comments. I'd love to hear how you think I'm wrong, or how you agree with that. I'm really genuinely concerned on how you feel about that. Now, I also want to say thank you for watching. But before you leave, remember, we have that trivia question. So here we go for today's trivia question. What is the name of the machine that Professor X uses that he uses to detect mutants at great distances? So once again, what is the name of the machine that Professor X uses to detect mutants at great distances? That should be a pretty easy one to anybody in Marvel fans or even watch the X-Men movies. I'm not going too hard on this one. And the winner will get that coveted no prize. In other words, you get bragging rights down below in the comments section. All right, so I would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching. And another thing too, if you don't mind, there's a couple ways you can help out this channel. Some of the biggest ways is just hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's help get these views up. With an analytics changes and things like that, how YouTube are pushing for different things to get views. This channel is really struggling. That we were having a lot of growth, and then they changed that, and it slowed the growth down pretty significantly. So I really need you and your support. Other ways to help support this channel is Patreon. We also have a Subscribe Star, and we have merch. So you can look down below in redbubble.com. We have t-shirts and things like that, cups. You can do all kinds of stuff with the Frugal Force merchandise, and we greatly appreciate that. All that helps this channel significantly so we can buy these comics to review. I don't review unless I buy. That's one of the key things there. I don't do ad revenue because I don't want to be tainted by the YouTube clutches of ad revenue. So I want people, oh, you're just doing that for the sweet click and ad revenue. No, that's not the case. If that was the case, every video I do would be like 15 minutes. Because that's one of the the key things there is to get that ad revenue. You need that to get the ads in and other analytic points. And I don't do that. I do content based on what I think warrants it and what I want to talk about and things that impact me. All right. Well, thank you for watching. Until next time, keep it frugal.